if the Southeast Valley isn't your call for Friday night, then head down to Central Phoenix because Mountain Pointe and Brophy are slugging it out. This is like game 3 of about 7 matchups that you need the picture and picture and picture and picture and picture on your television. Mountain Pointe at Brophy. Break this one down for us. What's Mountain Pointe defense versus Brophy offense, or Brophy defense versus Mountain Pointe offense?
I think the big question is the Mountain Pointe defense versus the Brophy offense. Brophy, for some reason hasn't really been clicking all that great the whole season. Tyler Brugman's still not completing 50% of his passes. He's a kid that's committed to Washington State, so you figured he'd have a big year. Devin Allen's a guy that's been recruited by teams all across the country, and I think he's only had 1 catch in each of the last 2 games. So Brophy has the talent, but I think those first, having 3 games in the first 10 days of the season kind of took a lot out of them, playing a nationally ranked team in Santa Margarita, and now they've had a couple weeks to kind of get back to it, get their legs under them since that loss to Red Mountain. They've had a couple easier games. So if they can, it seems like they have the pieces. They can throw the ball, and Marche Denard's been able to run the ball recently. So it'll be a good test against a really good Mountain Pointe defense to see, where Brophy is right now, and if we just all overrated them, or if they're, really the number 1 team in the state.
Yeah, and Brophy coach Scooter Morlano was pretty impressed with how his team has played in the last week or two. You mentioned the 3 games in 10 days, and he touched on that. Like, we're starting to get ourselves back. I think it took a little longer and more of a toll on the team than even he thought it might, and he sort of knew it would, but it's taken them a little bit longer to get their bodies back underneath them and get some guys a little bit more healthy. You mentioned Brophy's running game. If you're Mountain Pointe, you've got an interesting matchup. Obviously, if you want to have a guy like Jaylen Brown following a guy like Devin Allen, otherwise, how do you shut down this Brophy offense?
Yeah, that's what I'm sure they'll do, is put Jaylen Brown against Devin Allen. And after Allen, the Brophy wide receivers aren't, too great. So if you can shut him down, Brophy's offense is a lot less dangerous. So I'm sure that's the plan. And then it kind of comes down to the line play. Mountain Pointe's defensive line's pretty good. So if they can control Allen and control the line, Mountain Pointe will have a great shot to go 4-0 now against, 4 of the best teams in Division I.
Last question then. If they, they're already ranked as number 1. A win would certainly solidify that. Would a win here make Mountain Pointe any more of a state title favorite?
Depends how they do it, because they have beaten the Chandler, Desert Vista, and Hamilton, but they all came by 3 points or less. So in toss-up games like that, it's nice to see they won close games, but they didn't dominate. So if they can beat Brophy by 2 touchdowns, sure, then they're, kind of the clear-cut number 1. But if it's another close game, and even if they squeak out a 3-point win, I still think it's kind of a crapshoot.
Well, it'll be interesting to watch because special teams also a factor in this game. Mountain Pointe has had trouble kicking recently, and special teams have actually played very much a factor in these 2 teams when they met, notably 2 years ago when they went into the playoffs and Brophy missed a kick or 2 in the final seconds to give Mountain Pointe a win in the playoffs. So no reason to think this won't happen along that same lines again.